Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Chris and welcome to lesson 12. Goodness me, we've done a few together, and you may know by now that lesson 12 is sadly our final lesson together. So I hope you enjoyed the series. It's certainly been a great pleasure presenting them, and most importantly I hope that you've learnt something. I hope that these lessons have provided a bit of an introduction. Above all, I hope you've enjoyed it, because if you enjoy it, chances are you're going to learn and want to do more, which is what this is all about, really. But, okay, so lots to do today. We've still got one lesson remaining. We've got this one to do. So let's dive straight in. In our previous lesson, in lesson 11, we were starting to work a bit on John Lennon's Imagine. And we were doing quite a bit on note reading, and also looking at timing. And you may remember at the very end of last lesson I showed you how to play with both hands together at the same time. Went through that very briefly. Well, I'm going to pick that up a little bit later on today, but as a bit of a recap, I thought what we would do is go through the tune, go through the right hand melody together. And so let's get to it. Let's just switch to the view with the keyboard. And in actual fact, I would like to talk to you about this first of all today. You've seen this before in previous lessons, and I know I keep repeating myself, I suppose, with this idea. But you know, one of the ambitions for this series of lessons was to get you to read music, and to start to read music, and to help you unlock it and start to understand it. And you may remember that we talk quite a bit about signpost notes, and the idea is that you have three notes in the G clef in the right hand. So usually when we're playing right hand on the piano, we're talking about this symbol here, the G clef. And I said, well, look, you know, the best way to learn all these notes is actually to have three. Have this one, and this one. So the one on the left hand side, this one here, that's middle C. And the middle note here is G. G on the G line, of course. And then the one on the right here, that's C. So we have C, we have G, and we have C. And it occurred to me when we were doing Imagine last session, of course, that we actually were playing fairly high up on the piano keyboard, and I thought maybe just a bit of revision about how you would match those higher notes to written music might be a good idea. So let's just very quickly go over that. So there are our signpost notes, and let's just move the slide on one notch. There we go. Okay, now the reason I've done that is to show you the part of music that we haven't really talked about very much, but hopefully this note here will be familiar to you. That's one of our signpost notes, isn't it? That one is here. It's what I would call high C, but it's, you know, here's middle C, and we're talking about this C here. Now, in previous lessons, we have gone through the technique of trying to work out, you know, where all the other notes lie in proportion, in relation to the signpost notes. And I hope here you can see that what's happening here is that all these notes are going up by step, aren't they? We start from C, we go up a step, we get to which note? D, yeah, and we get to, yep, and then we get to F, and then we get to G. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, put your thumb on C for me, okay? So this is one C above middle C, okay? There's your middle C. We don't want that one, we want one C above, what we call one octave above. Can you play these notes and say the letter names as I point to them? Are you ready? Here we go, let's try this. Ready, go. So C, and D, and E, and F, and G. Great. Now look how G is right at the top, isn't it, of the musical ladder. And there it is. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Okay. Thumb on C. Here we go. And C, D, E, F, and G. You got it. Great. And hopefully that's going to help us a little bit later on when we're doing some more music reading. Okay, speaking of which, it's time to pick up from where we left off in our last lesson. Do you remember that we were going through some of these things? Here's a reminder. We've seen that slide before in our previous lesson. The symbol that I've got circled there. Can you remember what it's called? It's called a quaver rest. And if you remember the quaver rest, a quaver is generally regarded as half a beat in most music, in what we call in common time music. A quaver is half a beat. Can you remember how you clap this? We've done this before. Let's see if you can do it with me then. Okay, I'm going to count you in with 4 beats, and then let's try this. Ready? 1, 2, ready, clap. Tay, 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 ta, ta. Okay, did you hear I said tay? But I didn't clap because it's a rest. Let's try that again. Okay, a little bit slower. 1, 2, ready, clap. Tay, 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 ta, ta. Okay, great. And then we went on, we said put our right hand thumb on G. G is the first note we need to play here. We're going to get the rhythm right. We have. Now we're going to look at the notes. Here we go then. Let's play this part together. Are you ready? Make sure you got your thumb on the G above middle C. That's the one you need. Got it? Try it out. Okay, that's G above middle C. Here we go. Ready? Again. 4 beat counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tay, 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 ta, ta. Okay, this time I'll say the letter names. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play, rest. G, 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 B. Okay, got it? Okay, that's where we started last session, wasn't it? And then we went through the different phrases for Imagine. Now, we have done this in previous lessons, so I'm not going to spend an awful lot of time doing that, but what I will do is just go over it with you as a summary. I'm going to say the letter names. You don't have to read the music. You can just obviously copy what I'm doing on the piano keyboard and listening to the letter names. That's absolutely fine. If you can read a bit, even better, but I'll leave it up to you. Let's try some of these phrases then. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you. Here we go. Here's the first one. It's going to be the first 2 bars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. G, 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 B, B, A, rest, rest. Okay, do you want to try it with me? Let's have a go. Ready? Put your thumb on G. I'll do it slightly slower. And let's go. Count in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that again. Slightly slower. Didn't play it that slower, did I, last time? Sorry about that. 1, 2, ready, play, rest. G, 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 B, B, A, rest, rest. Okay, I hope you got that. And now we're going to look at these 2 bars over here. Okay, this bar here and this bar here. All right, so we're going to start from here. I'm not starting from the beginning of the screen this time. I'm starting from just about this point here. Okay, just above my finger. So it's going to sound like this. Rest, G, 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 B, A, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, do you remember that note there? That's a 4 beat note, isn't it? Without a stem, 4 beat note at the end. Okay, listen to me do it one more time, and then I'm going to ask you to play it with me. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. G, 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 B, A, 2, 3, 4. Okay. With me this time. Here we go. 1, two, ready, and rest. G, 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 B, A, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Now, what we're going to do next is put those two phrases together and play the whole of that line. Okay? It's going to sound a bit like this. I'll play it for you first and then you join in. So this time I'm going right back to the beginning of the line here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. G, 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 B, B, A. Rest, rest, rest. G, 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 B, A. 2, 3, 4. Okay, how do you feel about joining in? Come on, let's try this. Okay, thumb on G. Are you ready? Okay, here's your counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. G, 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 B, B, A. Rest, rest, rest. G, 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 B, A. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how did you do? All right. If you did, great. If you need more practice, that's absolutely fine. You can rewind. But whilst we're on that screen, it occurred to me there's a couple of things we talked about for the first time in our last lesson. For example, next to the G clef, there is a symbol that looks like a C. Well, in actual fact, it is a C. It's a capital C. Can you remember what we said C stood for? C stands for common time, which means that there are 4 beats in every bar. 4 beats in the bar being the most common number of beats you find in music. What about this symbol here that looks like a box on the shelf? That little black box there. It's a rest. And you may have noticed that I was going to say pause, that's not right. I didn't play. I counted 2 beats. That's a 2-beat rest. Okay, this is going okay so far. Let's turn the page. And this is what was coming next. Now, I'm not going to divide it into 2 this time because you can probably see that it is very similar. I'm just going to play all those 4 bars for you a couple of times and then you can join in. Okay? So, I'm going to go from the beginning. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. G, 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 B, B, A. Rest, rest, rest. G, 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 B, B, A. 2, 3. Rest. Here it is again. Okay, have one more listen, and then I'm going to get you to try it with me. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. G, 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 B, B, A. Rest, rest, rest. G, 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 B, B, A. 2, 3. Rest. Okay, this time, try it with me. I'm going to say the letter names when we play it the first time through together. The second time I play it, I'm just going to play, so you get a chance to listen to the sound. Okay, let's play from here. Are you ready? Make sure your thumb's on G. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. G, 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 B, B, A. Rest, rest, rest. G, 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 B, B, A. 2, 3, rest. Okay, let's try that one more time. No letter names this time around. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 1. Rest, rest, rest. Okay, so how did you do? Okay, this time we're going to go right the way back to the beginning and we're going to try and link those 2 pages together. Again, no letter names, just playing. Okay, so let's try this. Here we go. That's where we were. We're going to step back a bit and go from the beginning. Okay. Okay, good luck. Let's try this. Okay, so we're going to go right from the beginning with me and a 4-beat counting to start. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Rest, rest, rest. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. Okay, so well done if you were with me. If you need a bit more practice, hey, don't worry. You might take a few more goes at it, but do try, because it's really worth trying to get that together. So that's good. Now, last lesson I left you with another idea. Oh yeah, let's do this bit first. Remember this bit? We did actually do this together. It went like this. I'd forgotten about that bit, but I'm glad that came up because I've actually put finger numbers over it this week. Can you see that over the first note there's a number 1, and over the E, the first quaver there's a number 3. And generally when you see finger numbers, that means that your hand is going to have to move around the keyboard a bit. So let's do this. These 2 bars, are you ready? We're going to start off with this note here. What's this note here? It's 1 step above the G line. So there's G, 1 step above, it's going to be A, and we're going to play these 2 bars. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, A, C, E, E, D, A. Okay, have a listen again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, are you ready? Try it with me. I'll tell you what the letter names are. And we'll do it slower. 1, 2, ready, and 1. A, C, E, E, D, A. And again, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. A, C, E, E, D, A. Great. Okay, moving straight on. Here's the next 2 bars. It goes B, second finger on B. Okay, then move your finger up, third finger on E. Okay, right. So let's try that again. I'm going to go from here, second finger on B. Okay, do you notice how my hand shifted just slightly? So my third finger played E. Yeah, okay, so there was a finger number there of 3 on E. That's why that happened. Okay, we're going to try this whole line now. Okay, so playing from here with a thumb on A. Okay, I'll play it for you once slowly, and then you can try. Now this line is a bit tricky. If you need to practice it, don't worry, because it is very different to what we've just done. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. A, C, E, E, D, A. B, 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 C, D. Third finger, move, E, G, E, D. Yeah, tricky, huh? Let's try it one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, from the top, and 1. A, C, A, C, E, E, D, A. Next is B. Go. B, 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 C, D. Third finger on E. Okay. Yeah, so that was a bit of a challenge, but hopefully with a bit of practice and rewinding the video a little bit, it'll come, no problem. Just take it in small sections, maybe no more than 2 bars at a time, just like I've done, and go over and over it, repeat it lots and lots, and then it will come. And you'll probably be surprised actually at how little time it takes, but do just take maybe 2 bars at a time. Okay, now do you remember again in lesson 11 I played with both hands together, so that's what I'm going to do. Now before we do that, we need to know a bit about what this left hand is going to do, and left hand is generally written of course in F clef. We haven't seen the F clef for a couple of lessons. Here it comes back. There we have the F clef symbol. It's hanging on the second line down from the top. That line is the F line. You see this note here, that line is going through it, so that makes that note an F. There we go. It's the F below middle C. Here's middle C. Here's F. F is that note. That's one of our left hand signpost notes. And the other one, this note here, is C. So we have F and we have C. Now, 2 very important things here. The first important thing is make sure your little finger, what we call our 5th finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th finger has to be on C, okay? And finger 2 has to be on F, okay? Look at my hand shape. You should be playing on your fingertips. If you can see your fingernails like that, your hand is too flat. It needs to be just very gently rounded like that, so you're playing on your fingertips. You can see your thumbnail, that's fine, because the thumb is a bit different, but for your fingers, always try and play on your fingertips, just in front of the black notes there. Okay? So, to recap, F and C. And what you'll find in this arrangement is your left hand doesn't move anywhere. Okay? Okay, so we're going to use those 2 notes now, because we're going to try and read left hand and right hand together. And this is what it looks like. Okay, now a few things to say first of all. Obviously, G clef is above the F clef. I'll tell you what those red lines mean in just a second. The top part, the top line, we've already played. If you have a look at it, you'll recognize it. We've been through it today and in our previous lessons. It's the right hand, it's the melody. Okay, no problem at all. So, the golden rule is when you're playing hands together, you have to make sure that you know the right hand properly and then you know the left hand. Okay, so we always what's called practice hands separately first. You never really ever learn a piece of music looking at the G clef and looking at the F clef at the same time. It's too difficult. You always try and do hands separately first. Get to know the G clef, the right hand, really well. Get to know the left hand really well. Okay? When you think you can play them fluently and fairly confidently, one hand at a time, then you do separate hands. Okay? So we know our right hand. Okay? We've been through it, and with a bit of practice, you might even be able to get better at it than we've just been through today. Let's have a look at this left hand very quickly. Okay, all right. Now, before we play, let's look at the rhythm. Let's try and practice the rhythm. Okay, when you see new music, always look at the rhythm first. So, okay, I want you to look through this line. In a second, we're going to clap it. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Have a think about how that would sound. Okay, the answer is this. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ah, ah, ta, ah, ah, ta, ta, ah, 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 ta, ah, ah, ta. Did you get it? Well, if you didn't, that was a 3-beat note. And of course, that's a 1-beat note. Let's try it playing it on the keyboard now. Okay, so little finger on C. There is our C as our signpost note. Okay, I'll play it for you once and then you can join in. Let's try this, okay? I won't point to the note as we play it because, as you can see, my hand is over the top of the keys. You may want to just see the keys. Okay, so this is how we go. 1, 2, ready, and C, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my left hand. Do you want to have a go? Let's try it, okay? So again, it's going to start with the 5th finger on C. I'll do it a little slower this time and see if you can play it with me. I'll tell you what the letter names are as well. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. 2, 3, 4. F. F. C. 2, 3, 4. F. F. Okay, right. Well, let's imagine that you might want to rewind this video later on and practice it again. I'm going to show you now how I would start to put that together. Okay, so I said earlier on, I'll tell you what the red lines are. The red lines are essentially, you wouldn't normally see them, those vertical red lines. They are just telling me where the beats fall. Okay, and the reason I've done that is to show you, if you have a look in the second bar, you can see that there are, at the first beat, we've got an F and we've got B at the same time. There's F there, and over the top of it there's a B, so it would be 3, 4. Okay, that's how you play the second bar. So I'm going to play these 4 bars here, hands together. Okay, I'm going to show you how it's done, and then of course you've got the facility to rewind this video and play with me as many times as you like. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try that again. Here we go. 1, 2, from the top. C, G, 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 B. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So I hope that's given you a bit of an overview as to how you would play with hands together. You learn the hands separately first, think about the rhythm, then think about the notes for each hand individually. When you think you've got it right, then you try and put them together. And put them together slowly as well. That was a fairly medium speed. To be honest, if I was reading that for the first time, I'd probably try and play that a little slower. Speaking of which, there is more to come. Here's the second page. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's been quite convenient that I've chopped this up into 4-bar sections, because again, the best way to practice this is in small sections. So I wouldn't advise doing any more than what you see me doing there, 4 bars at a time. I'm going to play those 4 bars again, and then I'm going to move on to the next 4 to show you how it goes. And have you noticed how the left hand is very similar, isn't it? Here we go, C and F. Okay, so let's go from here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. There we go. And moving on. Let's go on to our next slide. Here we go. And the left hand's changed. Look. Do you want to have a go at the left hand with me? There's F on the F line. Have a little look and see what we would play here. Let's do the rhythm first. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to clap the rhythm. We've got a mixture of 2-beat notes and 4-beat notes. So let's start here and clap the rhythm. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ah, ta, ah, ta, ah, 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 ta, ah, 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 ta, ah, ah, ah. Okay, let's find those notes. This one is an F, down to E, D. This one is one step above the F line, that's a G. Okay, should we play that left hand again? Let's go from here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and F, E, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, G. Okay, I'll show you how the right hand goes with that. For some reason the finger number has disappeared off that first bar. Do you remember we put our thumb on A? That's it. And also while we're talking about fingers, when I get up to here, the E quaver up there, I'm going to use my third finger. You'll see me do that. Okay? Okay, I'll try and remember to play slowly for you. Here we go. So both hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the beginning of this line and we'll try again. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so that's how it goes with both hands together. Now, there is more, and sadly we are running up against the clock. But what I thought I'd do is I'd show you how the rest of the piece goes, and I'll go over how I would start to learn it, and give you some examples. And of course, you can practice them and learn them in your own time, at your own pace. So, moving on to a part that we haven't seen before. This is the last 8 bars of the piece, and this is written in the right hand, and I think probably the most challenging part about this new section is the first bar. Can you see here we've got a C with a thumb, and then our second finger goes over to an A. Can you see the finger numbers? Yeah, look, 1 and then 2 and 4. So thumb on C, 2 over the top. Okay, so the note names here are C, A, C, B, A, B, C, C. Okay, I think we should have a break there. Let's just have a look at the rhythm. Okay, take a look at those 2 bars before we worry about notes. Let's just think about rhythm first of all. How would you clap that? You ready? Let's have a go. Okay? 4 beat counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, tay, tay, ta, tay, tay, ta, ta, ah, ah. That's it. Let's keep doing the rhythm. Let's do this bit here. These 2 bars. What's that there? That's a 1 beat rest, isn't it? So we're going to say ta, but we're not going to clap anything. Here we go. I'll do it for you once by myself, and then you could join in with the clapping. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, tay, 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 ta, ah, ah, ah. Okay, now it's your turn with me, clapping from here. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, tay, 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 ta, ah, ah, ah. Okay, now let's play these 2 bars here. These 2. Okay, starting with the 3rd finger on A, 1 step above the G line. This is what it sounds like. Rest, A, C, B, B, A, E. Okay. Right, now you try it with me. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and rest. A, C, B, B, A, E. Okay, great. Let's move on. And here's the next bit. The last 4 bars of the piece. Look at this. By the way, what's that symbol there? Remember? We've seen that earlier on. It's a quaver rest. Okay, now let's follow my own advice and we'll do the rhythm. Now, because we're doing quite well with rhythms, we're going to do the whole of that line. We're going to do 4 bars at a time. Okay? I think we can do this. Let's try this. 4 bars at a time. Ready? I'll do it for you once, follow it through, and then you do it with me. Okay? Here we go. So I'm going to start from here. 4 beat counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tay, 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 ta. Tay, 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 ta. Ah, ah, ta. Tay, tay, ta. Tay, 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 ta. Ah, ah. Wow. Okay, that's quite a complicated rhythm. Let's try that. Are you ready? All right. Let's have a go. Slightly slower. From here. Ready? A 4 beat count. 1, 2, ready, clap. Tay, 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 ta. Tay, 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 ta. Ah, ah, ta. Tay, tay, ta. Tay, 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 ta. Ah, ah. Now, for the purposes of time, I'm going to show you how that line goes. But of course, if you're watching this on replay, and not live, you can pause it now, have a go. Here is the answer. Here it goes. Okay? 1, 2, ready, play, rest. A, C, B, A, G, C, A, G, rest. I'll do that for you one more time, slightly slower. Here we go. Starting on A. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. A, C, B, A, G, C, A, G. Rest. C, C, D, C, D, E, C, C. Okay. There we go. So I didn't expect you to be able to pick that up straight away and read it. I just thought I'd give you the answer, and then you can obviously rewind and try it at your own speed. There's one final thing to do, and that is to put some left-hand notes to the new section. And again, this is probably going slightly too far, but again, we are up against the clock and running out of time. I wanted to show you this though. Have a look at this. You can replay this in your own time. I'm going to show you how the next half goes. So the right hand we've covered, and just to recap over the learning process, the right hand has to be really fluent. You have to be able to play the right hand part, no problems at all. If you're still struggling a little bit with the rhythm or the notes, don't try and put this together just yet. Get the right hand correct first. But look at the left hand. Look how it's actually a very repetitive pattern. It goes F, G, C, F, G, C. And this, when you put it together, is how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's move on to the very last part of the piece. Here we go. You can see the left hand part again, repetitive. F, G, C, F, G, C. And when you put it together, this is what it would sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, a little bit of a brief introduction to the second half of the piece, and it's for you to practice and rewind and play again as many times as you like. We've got one final thing to do, and that is for me to demonstrate the whole of the piece and how it will be played, because we've done it in sections. I haven't really done the whole thing. So, to play us out in this series, I'm going to play you, if I can, I've got both hands to play and turn the page at the same time. I'm going to play the whole thing. And this is an example of what it should sound like. And I'm going to start from the beginning and go all the way through to the end. You will notice that there is somewhere a little symbol that we haven't really talked about, and that's that. You see, that's like a very dark bar line and 2 dots. That's actually a repeat mark. Now, normally, I would actually, when I get to that point, I go back to the beginning of the music. I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to manage that because I'm operating a computer and 2 hands at the same time. So I'm going to play all the way through, but just so as you know, that's what should happen. But let's give this a go. Here we go, from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And there we go. So that's a whole piece of music. And if you think about where we started 12 lessons ago, that's a big, long journey. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed presenting these lessons. For now, we're going to pause them. I hope there's plenty of material and content there for you to work through in your own pace. Will we return? Well, possibly. certainly never say never. And of course, a big thank you to Casio for their support in this project. It's been a real privilege. It's been a real privilege to present these. It certainly has. I hope you've enjoyed them. Don't forget, of course, that although the series finishes, we are always monitoring our comments or the comments that you can leave on these videos. If you have any questions, any things that you're not quite sure about, you just want someone to answer a question, we are here. So we do watch the comments on the videos. You're very welcome to ask us any questions about the music, about the fantastic instruments, or anything else, any recommendations for future books or indeed pianos. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to rewind as much as you'd like to, but for now, from me, Dr. Chris, thank you very much for following our lessons. I will see you somewhere sometime soon. Good luck. Bye for now.